laptop, desktop, or tablet at KFMA.com.
You want it? You got it. Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents. Broadcasting live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Tuesday, February 27th. Oh, what should we talk about, Rico?
I thought we were going to have to reboot you real quick.
No, I know.
Okay.
Well, because you're making me short circuit. You want? Are we talking about the conflict in the Middle East? Are we talking about Dr. Phil and anti-COVID lockdowns and still having that debate? Or can we get silly and stupid? You know, I have all three kind of lined up.
Perfect.
And, you know, so, read immediately right off the bat this morning, the feel-good opening the question you asked me this morning, if I saw the 25-year-old kid, Aaron, the U.S. Air Force kid, protest in a violent, fiery monk fashion for free Palestine. I did. Do I want to talk about it? No, it's heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking to see that. I did see, Jon Stewart on The Daily Show address this in a very comedic fashion, but also at the same time come up with the only suggestion I've heard so far as to how to resolve the conflict in the Middle East. But I don't even want to talk about that, right? Then yesterday, Dr. Phil was trending on Twitter, and you're like, Dr. Phil, did he die? Did he die? His number one trend on Twitter? Did he die?
Oh, no.
He did not. He got into a fight with women on The View. And and it was widely entertaining. And so what did he fight about? Well, obviously they fought about COVID. We're like, wait a second, it's 2024. Are we still fighting about COVID? The answer is yes. Yes, we are. And that is something that was on the docket as far as something that we could talk about to make you feel good on this Tuesday morning. And I don't even want to get to that just yet.
Is Dr. Phil running for president?
He is not yet.
Yes.
And I'll tell you what, though. Dr. Phil has had a couple nip tucks in the facial area because I don't think he could blink anymore. If you look, he's kind of like a Shar-Pei who's had the back of his skin like pulled.
Back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how he looks now, dude.
Oh, no.
He has wild eyes.
Now to think about it, I don't recall the last time I saw him blink ever, actually.
Well, and he actually, Dr. Phil obviously was on everyone's TV for a little bit. I think he stepped away for a moment, kind of. And I think they rebooted his show because there are no new ideas out there. But during that little lull, that in between time, he wanted to look the same age when he left TV, which he was already old. And he does still look the same with the exception of the eyes. The proof is in the eyes. And I'm telling you, man, those are wild eyes. Something about seeing the white on the top of your pupil that makes somebody look crazy.
Oh, God.
Always, right?
You've seen a lot of crazy eyes in your time.
Oh, absolutely. I date them.
Yep,
now,
exactly.
and somebody is mental if you see the white around the top of their eyes. And just something about it.
I'm going to avoid that person as much as I can.
Yeah, and I'll show you that video, maybe on the podcast broadcast, but I want to be more on brand. I woke up this morning with a crazy, vivid dream. And it was a dream that had not to do with COVID, not to do with the conflict in the Middle East. It was like a marketing dream, right?
A marketing dream?
Yeah, a very odd marketing dream. Like, you ever see those like local commercials for local services?
Oh, yeah, love them.
Yeah, so it was basically like late night local commercial, and it was for a roofing company. And the roofing company was called Butter My Balls.
Oh,
yeah, it was very odd, and I remember so vividly. Not only the commercial and how the graphics were overlaid on the commercial and the kind of the over the top campiness of the commercial, but also people referring other people to this roofing company, being like, "Oh, you got a leak in your roof? You got to get the Butter My Balls guy." I swear to you. And this Butter My Balls joke in my dream, in my subconscious,
oh my God,
was like for a good hour. Like, it was a repetitive
full-on advertisement in your head.
Yeah. My dreams brought to you by ButterMyBallsRoofing.com.
Did it have a jingle? Please tell me it had a jingle.
I can't recall the jingle off the top of my head, but I just remember many people saying, yeah, man, they used to have that like cheesy 90s Adobe roofing, and then Butter My Balls came by. Butter My Balls just fixed my roof, and now I got a modernized roof and no leak whatsoever. Thanks, Butter My Balls guy. And you're going to get your balls buttered by Butter My Balls roofing? You got to get that. And we know roofers who watch our stream. Maybe they should change their business name.
That's going to be our new rap GPT.
Well,
let's make a rap.
Well, I think we're on to something there. All dreams have a meaning, and I'm trying to wonder if this Butter My Balls roofing a dream had to do with the protest of the conflict in Middle East or the COVID lockdowns and how that's affecting our children. I know it has to do with one or the other.
It's got some Freudian undertones in there for sure, but I don't think there's any dream books out there that cover the Butter My Balls or roofing guys.
Well, I know it's one serious issue or another. All I know and for sure is that it's not gay whatsoever. Like it is either about the Middle East conflict or it's about COVID lockdowns. Definitely
purely hetero.
Yes, so hetero.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
roofing
seriously.
and butter. Come on.
I mean, you could look it up in any book, any journal, any dream journal, and it's not going to say gay. It's going to say probably conflict in the Middle East, because I am torn about that. So
right.
But
makes sense.
Yeah. If the radio thing doesn't work out, or I get fired at the end of the day, which is always a possibility, I can start up a roofing company and get all the money. And I think maybe that's what the dreams tell me to do. And say Butter My Balls by Beef.
It'd be a good story.
Yeah.
How'd you start your company? I had a dream.
It's the American dream.
That's right,
and
baby.
it involved balls, like all good American dreams do.
And trans fat butter.
Speaking of American dreams, let's kick off the show. We got your morning morning coming up next. You got 2 opportunities to listen to a keyword to text in to win $2,024 as the Rock One 2.1 Cash Pal. And the song that we're kicking the show off with today is new music from Green Day. Here's The American Dream Is Killing Me, because it doesn't have anything to do about balls. Rock One 2.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go. Balls.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Butterballs.
Let's get right into this. We're getting live on the podcast broadcast. That was our show open this morning, as you could tell, and we are now live.
That's interesting to hear,
on,
Beef.
Todd. Hold your goddamn horses, Todd. Your mic's not up yet. What are you? Okay, now what?
I mean, it's really weird that you didn't get the same advertisement I get. I hit the button at the start of the dream to pay $2.99 to Bezos to get the ad-free dreams.
I really brought that up.
You're worth it.
Yeah,
you're worth it.
Dystopian.
Yeah, well, you did. Yeah, Rico talked about it being potentially like a Black Mirror episode. So we have Todd on. Todd's going to help us break down this crazy story about this hardcore band that had a love triangle of sorts, and we're going to get to that. I wanted to introduce Todd before I put you backstage, because we have an in studio guest. Kind of was like a last minute thing. I came across the guy who dances on Congress's not only Instagram page, but there was a nice little, I think this is Tucson, did a reel about you, right?
Yeah, so Proper Shops Tucson, I actually have a shop in, and it's a permanent pop-up for vendors.
Yeah, and we're going to get to that on the air as well, because I like what you're doing on several different levels. So this is Brian, aka the guy who dances on Congress. You've probably seen him out and about in town, starting dance circles, just getting the dance floor going and spreading a mission of positivity. And he turned that just a positive drive to go out, to interact, get people dancing, into a business where he's branding and he's selling clothing in a pop-up store. I think it's a fantastic Tucson and a story. So we're going to get into that and tease that. So we have a lot of stuff to cover today, it's including a 5-star from Rico as well. And so Todd, let me put you backstage just so we could do this, and then I will get you back up to talk about the hardcore band. Okay.
Yep.
And more. All right, so Todd Marley, everybody. And that's my buddy Todd. And you saw him? See? So we're going to get on the FM side here in a little bit. And real quick, though, we just had the Girl Scouts in. How are we going to split up these cookies?
Split up. Wishful thinking, Beef.
I mean, can't we? Because we got 3 different
thinking.
boxes. And they came in, bringing gifts, which is awesome. And, I don't want just one box. I kind of want them all, but I don't want all 3 boxes. I want to taste them all.
So you guys should have a dance off, and I'll judge.
Oh,
Shit! See.
oh.
Now you're the expert dancer of other people dancing too.
I'm just saying, if you're gonna make me dance, I'm gonna make you guys.
I'm not
Dance.
gonna make you dance. I'm gonna play some
Perfect.
music, and I know that you're not gonna be able to resist the dance. I know, so that's how we do that. And let's remind people we're on the podcast broadcast, and I'll show some videos of a guy who dances on Congress in action here. Let's see. Rock 102.1 KFMA. That was Disturbed with Hey You. Joining us live on the podcast broadcast is a local legend. His name is Brian, but he goes by the guy who dances on Congress. And not only is he dancing all up and down Congress Street, getting the party started wherever he goes, but now he opened up a pop-up shop. Good morning, Brian.
Yeah. Good morning.
You go by Brian, or you go by, what do you go by?
Whatever people call me, I usually answer.
When people spot you at like Hotel Congress starting a dance floor.
They're usually like, "Oh, that's the guy who dances."
Yeah.
And usually I'm the first one on the floor, just dancing to get everyone up. Then I go on stage.
Nice. And you go on stage and dance. So
My job is done.
Yeah. How long have you been dancing on Congress?
I mean, for years, but as the guy who dances since about 2017.
2017. Okay. So what did you do during COVID pandemic? I mean, that must have been a depressing time with the dance club shut down, right?
It was a very shocking time. I actually have a picture of the last night before the NBA shut down of the club, and it was just me and the DJ.
Oh
It
no.
was so creepy. But I pivoted into hiking and cleaning up the desert because
that's good.
everyone was going out and just leaving so much trash.
See, all he's
Yeah.
doing is whatever he does, there's a positive effect that follows. So we're going to talk about the pop-up shop a guy who dances on Congress has, and I'm going to show you some videos of him in action on the podcast broadcast stream. You can join us, youtube.com/bevegan, or keep it right here because we'll be back with more right after the latest from Foo Fighters. Here's The Glass on Rock 102.1. Nice.
That's an interesting pivot.
What do you mean?
Go from dancing to like, yeah, I'm gonna go clean the desert now.
Right. But it's the
good one. I'm
The
not saying it's
underlying
bad.
theme that you're going to see from Brian here is it's to spread joy, positivity, kindness.
So I also have a 9 to 5 job.
Oh, really? On
Dude,
top of that?
yeah.
What is that?
I work at a school as a maintenance and PE teacher.
Okay, maintenance and PE. This
you
is what
go.
they're doing in schools now. They're just like radio.
Two
They're like,
things.
you have like 10 jobs.
Exactly.
They
But
get paid for the
But
price of
this
one.
pays the bill, so I can push how I want the guy who dances. I don't have to worry about money. I just push it how I want it.
Yeah, that's nice. And so when did you start seeing your social media pages starting to kind of like take off because of it?
Right away,
Right away.
because I was working with one of the better DJs in town, and he actually was the reason I got started. And his name is Hump House.
Hump House. Okay. So Hump House always saw you dancing and appreciated you dancing or starting the dance floor, and then started like tagging you up and making this happen.
So actually, it was ironic because I worked next to him when I had a different job, and he ran another business, and he would DJ at night. So I'd go to his gigs and stand on stage talking business with him. Then I started moving, and people started recognizing me. And then we realized we can brand this and make this a thing.
Yeah, and it started. So how long has this thing been a brand?
Since 2017.
Since 2017. When did you start making T-shirts? 2017.
Yep.
Wow.
I made stickers right off the bat to get the viral, and then shirts came about 6 months later.
Okay. And so when did you start this pop-up shop?
This pop-up shop, Proper Shops, is actually a permanent space for vendors, but it rotates. It's a month-to-month rental.
Okay.
I started actually at the beginning in last December.
Okay. And are you there every month, or you go on and off?
So it's Thursday 3 to 8, Friday 3 to 9, Saturday 11 to 9, Sunday 11 to 5.
So each week, do you go there, say on Thursday early, and then set up shop, and then?
So I go from my job to my the shop
Okay.
on Thursday and Friday, but then I'm there every day.
Yeah, and you got your stuff all set up there 24/7.
24/7. Yep.
Nice.
I call it the smallest club on Congress. If you go, you'll understand.
Yeah. So, and it's right on Congress. So there's multiple shops inside there.
There's about 12 to 13.
Nice.
And it's
wow.
actually a bar with food from Jaime's Pizza.
Nice. Okay. Look at that.
One-stop
dude.
shop.
Yeah. So that's great. Even just discovering this stuff. And this video here was from Proper Shop Tucson that posted that.
Correct. And that's the one that went really viral.
Yeah. A lot of people have seen that
Cool.
one for sure. Yeah. In fact, actually,
How long those guys been around for?
yeah, Proper Shop. I mean, I definitely want to know more about.
So
Proper Shop.
Proper Shops literally just came last December. I was one of the founding
Oh.
vendors. and it's changed over time. There's a lot of great shops. You guys should come down and do a podcast or some event there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, well, you had me at bar, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
A
that's
bar?
quite a
Hmm.
possibility if there's drinks involved. That should make for a pretty good setup. And well, we're going to talk more about Proper Shop here and how people can buy your t-shirts and see if I'm sure people have recognized your t-shirts around town. Yeah, open it up, show it off, dude. And with the catchphrase and everything, it's okay not to be okay. Which is fantastic. I think Todd lives by that slogan as
And
well.
then my newest hoodie, my bear hoodie, Positive Bear hoodie.
Positive Bear. Okay, so we're back here on Rock 102.1 KFMA. You can join us on the podcast broadcast. We got a local legend guy who dances on Congress in studio. Brian Dahl is his name, and he's been guy who dances on Congress since 2017. He's been doing this up and down, Congress as kind of like a public service, spreading positivity, cheer, and dance fever wherever he goes, starting the dance floor. I mean, has there been a dance floor that you haven't been able to start?
No, it just takes an hour or so sometimes.
Sometimes it takes like an hour or so, so you're like drenched in sweat before
So-
people join you on there?
So yeah, no, normally I'm dancing 3 to 4 straight hours.
Damn.
Woo!
Yeah, that's
And
why
I
you're in
don't
good
stop.
shape, right?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
got good cardio, dude.
Yep.
Now dancing is an attractive trait to the ladies, and I've seen videos where like ladies are dancing all over you. They love to dance.
So it does happen. It's
Okay.
just because I let loose and let go.
Yeah.
I don't stand up against a wall and just watch. I actually just go and not worry about anyone else.
Well, have you always been infected by dance? Like as like a small child, if you heard music, did you always just start moving?
Ironically, yes, but I never saw it as a career until recently.
And recently, you're looking at it as a career. Now, are you getting paid to appear at certain clubs yet?
Here and there. It's
Here
not-
and there?
Yeah, it's not always, but here and there.
You get thrown on a flyer or something?
I get thrown on flyers all the time. They
Yeah.
use me as promotional.
Right. Yeah. You're becoming a slogan. And so in 2017, you started selling your own merch, and people have been buying the merch. Now,
Yeah, so that at first it was just online. I recommend people only do online at first if they're starting a brand.
right.
Because you don't have to, it's low overhead.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so did you sell a lot of shirts the first year?
No.
Okay.
I was building inventory though. It gave me time to build inventory.
Okay, so you would buy and build those shirts up and customize them and then start building your inventory. As of right now, because you just opened up a pop-up, and we're going to talk about that first. Let's talk about this hoodie that you're wearing. It has bear ears.
It's my Positive Bear hoodie.
So Positive Bear is in
Positive
there.
Vibe Bears hoodie. It's my like dancing. It feels really soft. It's great.
I'm not going to smell good in that thing after an hour. I'll tell you that.
You just wash it a few times,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sweat
you know
so
what?
much in that thing.
I've actually danced in this 3 times now for 4 hours straight, and it does get a little sweaty.
Yeah,
if
a
you
little
don't take
musky.
it off.
Yeah, you
Oh,
smell like
musty.
an actual bear after a while,
Yeah.
but it's okay.
It's okay to be okay.
It's okay. Yeah,
Okay to be
it's
sweaty.
okay not to be okay. It is a catchphrase or the slogan that you've branded and you live by. And so, does all of your merch have that slogan on it?
No, so there's Power of Positivity I use too,
Mhm.
and Positive Vibes Only.
Nice.
So those are the 3 slogans I've been really pushing recently.
Yeah, just is it because of the world through like pandemic and stuff had a lot of negative vibes?
I mean,
you're trying
even
to-
before then, there was so many negative vibes. We just needed to be more positive.
Yeah,
Whatever we are, we attract.
right. Yeah, that's true. And so it was the power party and positivity. Now let's talk about Proper Tucson, because this is actually a new kind of business concept to my radar, but it's located on Congress.
It's on Congress, 300 East Congress Street. It's right across from Hotel Congress,
Yeah,
right across from Playground, right across from Lucid. It's literally on the corner.
right on the corner.
of
So
Fifth and Congress.
okay, nice. And with that, how big is the place, and how many? Because you have a pop-up shop, so you're selling all your merch
So
in there.
it's humongous.
How many vendors are in that Proper Tucson?
Roughly, there were about 13.
13 vendors.
Yeah.
And where do they vary from? You're selling clothes. What do you-
Tucson Art Gallery. We have a lot of the major muralists in town.
Nice.
We U of A athletic store, Ideal Metals. We have boutiques, Little Beautiful Things, beautiful jewelry. We have even a tattoo artist in there.
Oh wow. And it's also a bar.
Yes, and we have a bar. It's yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then it's a pizza place also. You can order pizza and you can eat and drink and walk around and buy stuff.
All the good stuff.
So your schedule is insane, right? Because you're a PE teacher, a maintenance guy in daytime. You're an entrepreneur retailer at night. And then when the shop closes, you're dancing your ass off on Congress. Do you sleep?
I take naps.
Okay. You take naps, little bear naps?
Yeah, little bear naps in my little bear hole.
But yeah, so this place opened up just in December. You're one of the first venues.
So last December.
Last December.
So it's been
a year and change.
Yeah, year and change.
Okay, excellent. And you're one of the first venues there. Vendors there. So you've been there.
I've been there since the start.
And you're selling a lot of merch.
I'm selling a lot more than I was. Yes.
Okay, nice. And is it enough to pay the rent in that?
Just barely.
Space? Just barely.
Just barely.
Yes.
But I'm building a brand. It's a bigger thing in my mind.
Yeah.
You got to take those short-term losses, beef.
That's true.
Got to build an empire.
Usually in the first 5 years, businesses aren't profitable. So you really have to look at it at that standpoint.
That's true. And people see that. So beyond t-shirts, beyond the hoodie, what other branded guy who dances on Congress type of merch do you have available?
So I have stickers, pins, buttons, hats.
Now, do you get, when you go out on in town, have you ever caught somebody in public wearing some of your merch?
Oh yeah, all the time. And sometimes they don't even know me. It's hilarious.
It's the best. Right? And
Nice.
do you approach them and be like, hey, I like your shirt?
No, I
and
always
they're
say
like,
that.
get
Yeah.
away from me,
No,
man.
I always say that. I always will say, you have a great shirt. I love it.
I love this sticker too.
So
It's got a
it's-
pizza.
So this is one of my new partnerships with Jaime's Pizza.
Ah.
Okay.
I actually have my own pizza on at their shop.
Nice.
Called the guy who dances on Congress.
Hashtag positive pizza.
What's the flavor profile? Like, what are the ingredients for your pizza?
It's going to be goat cheese.
Goat cheese.
Goat
he's a
cheese.
goat.
Yep.
Because he's the goat of guys who dance on Congress.
Right.
Damn.
Goat cheese, truffles, and arugula, and some other greens. So it's a positive energy pizza.
Oh, nice.
Everyone can eat it.
It's not like moon rocks or anything hippie in there, is there?
Not what I know of,
Okay.
but whatever you add is your choice.
Yeah.
Some incense.
That's a special secret menu, Rico. You don't want that. So, all right. Well, that's awesome. So, Proper Tucson's the location. It's open Thursday through Sunday.
Correct.
Thursday through Sunday, 3 p.m. on till close. And then Proper Tucson has many different vendors and, of course, a bar, and you can get pizza there. Where is their website for Proper Tucson so they can get information on them?
ProperShopsTucson.com.
ProperShopsTucson.com.
Proper.
And then, so we're going to do a dance off here. Me, Rico, and you.
So I don't normally do dance offs, but for you guys, I will.
I do
just to
appreciate
make
that.
Make it clear.
Yeah, so
It's
we're
branding.
and we're gonna need our streamers to be the judges. So if you want to be judges in our dance battle, you could join us youtube.com/pvegan and just join in on the comments. And where are you gonna be dancing at this weekend? What's a Friday, Saturday night look like to you as far as
Friday is Congress with Pico de Gallo, and then I usually roll over to Playground for a little bit
okay,
with MGM.
okay,
And then on Saturday, it's Hump House at Congress again. And then I usually roll to Playground again, and it's Walters the Don.
so it's usually like those two spots because you're on Congress and you're staying on brand.
Yeah.
So you would never go to a dance
Yeah.
party on Tool.
No, so I actually dance on Thursdays at General Ben's.
Oh, okay, so that's on University.
Yeah.
So you're a guy who dances on University on Thursdays.
I mean,
wait a
that's why it says on Congress, not at Congress.
So you're saying 4th Avenue is ripe for the taking for me?
You could
Okay.
if you put the time and effort into it.
Hmm.
What
Dance off.
what if I am guy who dances on Grant and Alverno?
Yeah.
You know,
That's already taken.
There was shirts already made about that.
That's true.
It's
You're
the
absolutely
safest
right.
place in Tucson.
Yeah, you should sell those too, actually. Yeah. All right. Well, we're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. We're gonna have our dance battle. Plus, when we come back, there's a hardcore band in Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, I believe, that is now on the outs. They just kicked out their lead singer, and the reason why is made national news. So, any musicians out there, you can kind of relate to this, except for the extremism of the fallout. We'll tell you about that story and more coming up on the podcast broadcast. Music on the way from the White Stripes and Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Excellent.
The makings of a Netflix documentary, that thing is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
God.
yes, it is. All right, so let's see our streams here. And excellent job, by the way, Brian. That was good. Thanks for filling us
Yeah.
in
No, thank
on
you.
everything. And I'm very stoked about everything that you're doing, and I can't wait to check out the Proper Shops Tucson. So I'll maybe swing by this weekend.
Yeah, that'd be
Popeye.
fu- that'd be
Cool
awesome.
concept.
I'm there.
Mhm.
I'm tired, but I'm there.
You're there nonstop, right? So you have no
Sweaty.
employees, right? It's
No,
100%
it's
you.
just me.
Yeah.
It's cheaper.
Yeah, I get it. And when you're doing a startup, that's what happens. So
one of the big things I've been doing though is getting partnerships and consulting with people about branding also.
okay, so like who? Anyone prominent in town?
EGs I did work with for a while.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
EG's and branding?
I actually danced with them twice too. During the pandemic, they hired me to dance behind a DJ for it was a drive like a happy hour. So you would go to EGs and listen to the streaming and podcast.
Do they have any of that video online?
I have it online. It's on my Instagram.
Okay, so they EG's paid for you during pandemic,
Yep.
And they were drive-through only too at that time, right?
And I helped them find other local talent to work with.
So were you on masked as well? So you were wearing a mask.
I was tested if I wasn't masked.
Okay, and so they paid you to come out to dance behind a DJ while people would drive through and order subs.
Yep, for 3 or 4 hours.
That's
Nice.
actually that's kind of brilliant. Actually,
No, it was a great pivot for them. That's when they really started working with locals again.
Yeah. So what was the most money that you made from one night of dancing? Was that
not that much?
okay? But the EG still paid you, right? They
Yeah,
didn't just
yeah.
pay you in food.
They're like, here's some ranch
No.
dressing.
Not just in food.
Yeah. So where would this video be on your Instagram page? Way down there?
Probably way down there.
Okay. You should pin that to
At
the
least
top.
18 scrolls.
So many. Look, Brian has so many dancing videos that you could see. So make sure you guys follow the guy who's dances on Congress. The guy who dances on Congress is the full name,
Yep.
or what's the at? Is it at guy who dances on Congress? Okay. Yeah. So it's a long. It's
It
a
is
long ad.
one.
Yeah.
But
It'll
if
pop
you
up.
also search Brian Dahl, it does pop up.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, his real name also pops up. Yeah. So Brian.
Got a giant bird there?
Yeah.
How the hell?
So my promotion
This
for
place is crazy.
every day at Proper is to make a new weird video of me
Yeah.
dancing. And then the first part is usually just weird, and then it gets even weirder after like 15 seconds because it's like those Marvel movies I do.
And
Oh,
that is
nice.
not a filter we're looking at either. That's real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a real bird in
I
Tucson.
paid a bird to do that.
Nice.
They're
Look at that,
struggling.
in the budget. Maybe this is why you're just kind of breaking even. You got to
Yeah.
stop paying birds to do stuff that you can do.
Falcons.
Yeah, they're not cheap. So
So
yeah,
that's at General Ben's.
yeah. Gentle Ben's is nice.
Or no, that was Highwire. Sorry, that's Highwire.
Which place do you love dancing at the most? Is it Hotel Congress?
It varies. It depends what night. It's Congress and Playground. Those are usually the most fun
Yeah.
atmospheres. But Highwire's fun certain nights too. So it's random.
Yeah, and in Gentle Ben's on Thursday, that's a huge college night.
Oh,
right?
it's very fun to see the difference how younger people act.
Right. Yeah. So what is the difference that you noticed? Because obviously, Hotel Congress, it's all ages, right? It's all different types of ages. But Gentle Ben's on a Thursday night, you're talking a 21, 22, 23-year-old crowd.
Yeah, and so it rotates every 2 years basically at General Ben's, even
Right.
with the DJs. It's a lot of fast-paced EDM, so I get very tired.
Yeah. So you're trying to keep up with that beat.
Yeah, but I still do myself, so to show them that they can do whatever, they don't have to just do what they do. They can do what they want to do.
Right.
See, I want to see him pivot into other industries too, though, like Jim Click or somewhere like car dealerships.
Yeah. Well, like you're talking about like one of those wind dancing things.
You can
And
outdance
then-
a wind guy, the tube guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
so I used to work way back in the day at Blockbuster Video, and I had to spin those signs for a while.
So you've done
It's a
you've done
natural.
some
Stuff
corner
like
work.
that.
You've got
definitely
you've
does
got the
corner
background.
work.
I've been to Statue of Liberty.
Yeah, it's
I've been a tax eagle.
we don't usually
I've been
talk
all
about
of
that
them.
air, but
I feel you.
Hey, we've all had jobs growing up. So let me get Todd in here. So we got about 3 minutes. So we don't have enough time to do the dance battle before we do this next segment. This next segment, we got to talk about this band. And I'm going to show you some images on this band as well, because there's a lot of tea that's happening from this hardcore band, Lorana. How would you?
I know Laura. I think it's Lorana because they're hardcore. So
Okay, Lorana. And so, we obviously on the show, we always feature support and talk about local musicians, on-site musicians, up and coming, and this is a band that if they were in this area, then we would probably have featured them because they got a similar style to KFMA and probably would perform with sort of similar bands that we play. But they're based out of Nashville, Tennessee. And, have you ever been in a band, Brian?
I have not.
Okay. Or a dance group?
I have not.
Okay, so
Jabberwockies?
yeah, like anyone who's been in a band can attest that it's like being in a relationship times 5, right? It's very, very difficult to maintain that relationship because a lot of different personalities, and sometimes they can conflict. So to be able to, that's why you see all these bands who even made it and they implode because of those personalities. So it's like being married times multiplied. And so hearing a band, especially like a local band, break up is not shocking by any means. Local bands break up all the time, but the way that this band broke up and the reason why is what makes this story so salacious. And we will show pictures of this. And, what's funny is I put together this story last night when it came across my radar. And then a little bit later, Todd actually emailed me a link to the same story. And then earlier this morning, Rico's like, did you hear about this band? So it was one of those stories that is undeniable. We have to talk about. And so we might even check out their music if it's still on. Did you check them out on Spotify, Todd?
Nope.
All right, spell it for me so everyone at home knows what we're talking about.
Lorona.
All right, let's see if they're on Spotify. Doesn't look like they're on Spotify. Oh, wait. No, I got Lorraine Us with an S, but yeah, it doesn't even look like they're on Spotify. So this is like
on anywhere I search. So nowhere.
Yeah, so it's crazy that the band at this level, which is no level, right? This is straight in their garage, is still turned on to well, we're getting comments here. Please respect Lorena's privacy. They do not want this story shared.
Well, it's Stereo Gum and every other big release.
I appreciate you checking out this comment or this live stream, but we're 100% sharing all this because it is literally national news, and there's so many different websites that are sharing this story.
If we were breaking it would be one thing, but it's already out of the bag, so it's kind of like
if this was. Yeah, if this is one of my bands in my backyard that I support and they were going through this and they personally told me not to share this story, then I would consider it. But at the same time, it's so crazy. And if this is Diego commenting on my live stream right now, I'm putting you on blast because what you did was wrong. And we're going to know this. We're back on Rockwood 2.1 KFMA. The plot thickens as we're about to get into this live stream conversation about this band from Nashville, Tennessee. It's a band that's a garage band by all metrics. Meaning they're not signed. They don't even have music out on Spotify, but they are national based off of the information and the tea and gossip that's happening right now. So let me explain. This band based out of Nashville, Tennessee, just parted ways with their lead singer over a plot that saw him secretly dose his bandmate with estrogen in a bid to steal his fiance. That's what the claim is. Drugging his bandmate, which is not unheard of, like drugging a bandmate, it's still wrong.
Yeah, it used to be a big thing.
Right, but usually you're talking like, hey, like a roofie or dosing them with acid or any kind of like a drugging type material. In this situation, he was doing the long play, Diego. He was attempting to drug him, to feminize him, to make him seem more sexually attractive to his bassist fiance, Carolina.
It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Yeah, there's a picture. Actually, the lead singer is not pictured. So this is the man who was dosed with the estrogen and his beautiful fiance. Now, it doesn't justify the drugging, but you understand the motive a little bit better when you see pictures and you're like, oh, okay. So, I'm telling you, there's no one crazier than men in their 20s when it comes to sex and love. Honestly. And this is just another example. What did you find out about this story, Todd?
No, you just said it all.
Well, there's more.
I'm glad you had me on to talk about the story and you gave it out in the intro. Thank you.
Well, here's the Amazon Prime link to all the estrogen he found. And
here's the deal. Okay, so this Nashville-based hardcore troupe, they made these allegations in a series of posts on Instagram, and apparently they've gone so viral that media outlets all over the world are picking up on it. Diego is the name of the lead singer who carried out the scheme by giving the band's bassist drinks spiked with the female hormone. Now, how did this bandmate discover that he was getting drugged by estrogen? His boobs looked beautiful and fantastic. No, I'm just kidding.
Shimmering.
Yeah.
Like most 20-year-olds, he just got really drunk and admitted it.
Yes, exactly.
Yep.
Instead of the bassist growing like a pair of double D's. So his bandmate said that he confessed the act during a drinking binge before allegedly owning up to it a second time. Now, the band, again, is not established by any means, but it still was so salacious that this has gone viral to a point where national outlets all over the place are picking up on it. Now, they said they made these allegations in a series of posts on Instagram, claiming that the vocalist carried out the scheme by giving him a drink spiked with it. And unfortunately, the bandmate who was getting dosed up was actually really affected by the estrogen doses. He started feeling the effects. Here's a quote. I was really drunk and told Six and his fiance that I was obsessed with her and had a deep hatred for Six and gave Six estrogen to get him, to get the edge up on him. And then Diego went on to say that he's been kicked out of Lorena and as well and will no longer be in the scene. At this point, as we know, for anyone who's been involved in a local music scene or any scene in particular, they know it's a tight-knit community. And there is zero tolerance for this kind of behavior or a-holes who get outed. I've seen plenty of people throughout my run get kicked out of scenes for being outed as a garbage person or doing something like this. Not like this. This takes it to a whole
code of ethics.
Another extreme. Yes. So unfortunately, Six, the bassist, like I said, suffered mental and physical side effects from this estrogen doping. And I'm sure it even affected his sex drive, which played in Diego's favor. But at the same time, luckily for Six, his fiance Carolyn loved him and was still with him and still wrote it out, so to speak. But that is the story in a nutshell, with screenshots here showing the band going back and forth talking about this. I just see one that here. I'm going to read this real quick. There's a tail end. I've been kicked out of Lorena as well as I'm no longer in the scene. And then people commenting on this this group text. Hayden said, "Oh, what the WTF?" And then Zach said, "Damn, son." And then other people are saying, "Oh, scene sucks. Nashville welcomes you with open arms." But at the same time, that's not a reality as well. So here's Six again, who was the victim, seen in a picture before he started getting doped up. Luckily, he still had a mustache before he started getting the estrogen and did not lose that magnificent mustache. But yeah,
what if that was the turning point? Like, my mustache is falling out,
right? And I grew boobs.
Oh no!
Yeah, and now I pee sitting down. So everything about this,
he could have saved all the trouble by just getting him hooked on Bud Light. To think.
All right, well, there's one conspiracy theory, but yeah, so that's the tea in the drama from that band. So a band that broke up before they ever made it. Good luck to Lorena, and hopefully, I don't know what doping of estrogen does to you in the long run, but hopefully, it's something that you can wean himself off of and not have any long-term effects from this. But that's the tea. And somehow, some way, somebody on Twitter immediately jumped on and started commenting, asking for the respect to privacy for said band. And I believe that was Diego himself. Sorry, Diego. We're putting you on blast, dude. What a weird way to try to steal someone's girl. I mean, what's the old-fashioned way to steal somebody's girl? Work out?
Sword fight?
Sword fight?
Like,
yeah, there's better way. First off,
Classic.
you're the lead singer, and you got outplayed by a bassist. You're not a good singer,
he couldn't win a workout fight because he needed to put the estrogen in his pre-workout drink while he was still jacking up on steroids.
Right.
Tip of the scales.
Yeah, I know. It's not right. It's not okay. But at the same time, I got my friend Rico here. He's jacked to the gills with testosterone, and I need to just kind of even the playing field a little bit. So eat those cookies.
You have been supplying me with a lot of drinks lately. It's weird.
I know. I know.
This coffee's a little sus.
And you've been looking dainty AF. All right. We're keeping the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. There, you're going to see Rico's 5-star review. And then after that, we got a dance battle that we have to do. It's Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Very manly dance battle.
Very manly dance battle. You're going to twerk just because all the estrogen in you.
Got to get it out.
It's the best move.
That's
All
right.
right. So, well, whoever's commenting on the Twitter, And I'm glad that you're not Diego. Fuck him. But I am worried about my friends being doxxed. It is, well, I didn't give last names, obviously, and just giving the information that is already public.
There,
yeah. And it is unfortunate that their information is out there and that this internal conflict, which is literally amongst the community and a small community at that, that it blew up to this level to where we're talking about it in Tucson, Arizona. It's unfortunate that they didn't have any music release because this is actually, as bad as this is fantastic. Yeah, marketing
fantastic
and press for them.
Hey, the only person in all of this that truly needs to be embarrassed is Diego. That dude, just F that guy. He is just, what are you supposed to do about anything? He made people a victim. Nobody should be holding that against you. Go fix it. Go steal his steroids and counteract it. Whatever you got to do.
Right, actually. And Joseph said Diego's a little bitch. He should have done it old school style, just beef her in the bathroom and sample the sex sounds in a song.
Full 90s,
yeah, which has been done, right? And that's hip hop style too. So yeah, it's very interesting, and I know I have musician friends that are out in Nashville as well, and so I'm sure they heard about this too. It is
like I don't pay attention to any music news at all, and the fact that I saw that kind of pop on the radar lets you know it's like a thing.
Yeah, man.
It's on Stereo Gum, I think.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
So, I hope Diego sees the error in his ways and gets the help that he needs. And he's lucky that he's not in jail right now because of this, because I'm sure that's highly illegal, dude. So
yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm no lawyer.
Highly.
All my drinks now.
You're trying to change somebody's sex.
Yeah.
I mean, what is the end game? Six gets so much estrogen that he loses his facial hair, transitions, joins the WNBA, and then gets the all-time scoring record within 6 months. That ain't cool. All right.
The music just becomes aggressively anti-man. Like all the new lyrics.
Well,
completely feminist.
Yeah, no, it sounds like most emo stuff. So they go from hardcore to Lana Del Rey.
Patriarchy.
All right, earlier this morning, Rico had a 5-star review. In case you missed it, it went a little something like this. Check it out. If you look at Google reviews, you might come across my friend Rico's reviews on various places around town because, again, when he has a fantastic experience at a local business, he can't wait to tell the world. And he has another 5-star review to share with us. Where did you recently go, Rico?
A little place called the Philobaum Glass Gallery.
Okay, so what did you write on Google reviews about the Philobaum Glass Company?
Philobaum. The thing I love about this town is the variety of passions and craftsmanship you can find around every corner. Some people are into fine wood, some people carpets, and some are into glass.
Oh, yes, they are.
Fine, expensive, easily destructible glass. And since I'm dabbling in new fanaticisms to make myself seem cooler than everyone else at parties, I decided it would be good to go check out the Philobaum Glass Gallery. This would be my second visit. Unfortunately, in 2021, I was kicked out after I hired a guy on Craigslist to film me acting like a blind guy with a walking stick for my prank YouTube channel.
Oh, no.
One of the gallery employees already saw me outside talking to the cameraman and literally using my vision to navigate around crazy people on 6th Avenue. And he called me out within 20 seconds of me waving my stick around inside.
Oh, man.
He told me to beat it, and I called him a glass hole, and that was that. After that, I almost got arrested for trying to prank an old folks' home as the Grim Reaper. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, has nothing to do with this.
I've since given up my prank YouTube channel and have been more focused on trying to become a more cultured human being. And that includes frequenting art galleries and French bistros while acting as a better than thou as much as possible. Thankfully, this go round, there wasn't the same worker there to recognize me, so I felt more at ease.
Nice.
Now, full disclosure, I know nothing about glass, except for the time the old dude with a neck tattoo and a ponytail at the AZ Renaissance Fair showed a crowd how to blow glass like it's 1589. So I did a little research ahead of time and found out that this is, quote unquote, Arizona's only all-glass art gallery showcasing the finest contemporary glass from over 65 nationally recognized artists.
Nice.
And I didn't know a single one beforehand.
Oh.
So I did my homework and I went in wearing a pea coat and a fancy scarf and overly tight khakis with my hair combed nice and hovered immediately over with a straight face and asked if they had any stemware from Christoph Glassweimer. A name I made up.
Yeah, sounds made up.
The gallery manager looked perplexed and said there weren't any and they weren't familiar. I let out one of those dismissive laughs like, ha, hand waved them away and said, figures, before flipping my scarf and waltzing down further down the displays. They had to know they were dealing with a big shot. I saw a piece on the website that was created by a master glass artist from Murano, which is a Nissan SUV, and a small group of islands in northern Italy, go figure. It was a blue-flamed work glass piece entitled Conflitto Creature Mitologisch by Lucio Barbaccio.
Oh.
I couldn't make that up if I tried. Lucio Barbaccio. Babacco is already my hero. I don't know how to pronounce most of those words, but either way, I yelled back at the manager, I would like to see the Conflitto Creature from Lucio Barbaccio, and snapped my fingers. Its listing price on the website was $3,200, but I was going to try to haggle it down to a nice, hot, steaming $150. The manager took me over to the Barbaccio masterpiece, and I bent down and observed it for a good 2 minutes, going, until I finally stood up and said, this is a forgery.
Oh, no.
They gave me a look akin to if I just slapped their mother. No. Absolutely false, sir. Lucio Barbaccio delivered this to us himself. I go, it was an imposter.
Oh, no.
Likely playing the long game. Not the first time I've seen it. And then I tried to coolly walk away again, but I stumbled and almost knocked over another piece when I caught myself. Sir, please be careful. You almost destroyed the Kylix Satellite Series blown Redicello glass vase by Kenny Piper. If I was careful, I wouldn't be rich, now would I? They were speechless. I really didn't want to break anything because I myself would have broke and would have had to admit how broke I was.
Right.
So I tried to hide my panic and beeline for the exit while raising my hand and saying, next time, I hope not to see any forgeries. Ta-ta. And then panicked more when my truck had trouble starting. Either way, impressive place, adding it to the top 5 places I would blow money at if I were rich. Immediately 5 stars.
That's a 5-star review from Rico that you can find on Google reviews just by searching that. And now sometimes the establishments comment back on your reviews.
I can't wait.
I feel like this one's gonna get an automatic comment back. You might have started a war, dude, with that 5-star review.
Bring it on, glass holes.
All right, and make sure if you guys come across Rico's 5-star review that you give him a thumbs up and a 5-star review in return. I sound like Tip there. Give him a thumbs up.
Give him a thumbs up.
We're going to be on the air here in about 50 seconds, but let me give you a couple tidbits about the last story that we shared that I didn't get a chance to get to. Now, apparently Diego has some kind of job in the fitness or supplement industry, and he was providing Six with pre-workout formula. That's how he drugged him. And he was secretly loading it up with estrogen. The band says that Diego was attempting to force a transition onto him for the last 5 months in hopes it would give him the opportunity to swoop in once he looks stronger and more manly in comparison.
These guys aren't even a big band. That sounds like a lot of money.
A lot of them, well, he's in the industry, right? Yes. I mean, where would you just get that, like estrogen? Oh, well, yeah, it apparently did cost a lot of money. It cost Six thousands of dollars in medical bills as he tried to figure out what was wrong with him. So he was the victim, and it cost him tons of money. Mind-blowing story. Wow. Yeah. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. So just gave you the complete rundown of everything about that story, which you can find on Loudwire, everywhere. I mean, it's on Yahoo. It's like, yeah, you just go to your Google homepage and they're just like, did you hear about this metal band in Nashville, Tennessee?
What?
Dear Lord.
Dear Lordy.
Now, Diego obviously owes Six an apology, right? But there are things that a guy should never have to apologize for. Did you know that?
No, what?
Yeah. And I got a pretty masculine panel today, right? I got Todd Marley via satellite. He's a manly man.
Weird.
Dude hasn't showered in 3 days. Right. Rico eats nothing but dead animals. Right.
Raw.
Brian, the guy who dances on Congress, is a magnet for chicks every dance floor he hits.
He's a one-man soul train.
Right. So, I feel like you guys would agree with a lot of this stuff, but I did come across a piece talking about several things that a guy should never apologize for. Off the top of your head, would you have a suggestion, Rico?
Speeding.
Speeding? Guy should never apologize for speeding?
No.
All right. Guy's got to be somewhere, right?
That's right.
Guy who dances on Congress. You got anything to throw out there as far as something a guy never apologized for? Don't want to touch it, huh? You gonna get super silent on this segment? Okay. He's afraid we're gonna get him canceled. We're not gonna get you canceled. I promise you. Todd, you want to add to this?
You never apologize for doing something you love.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Like wacky content on the radio. Guy who dances on Congress, not apologizing. This is an actual piece here from Men's Magazine. Eating healthy. All right. So there's something guys should never apologize for. So there's the scene you're out with buddies watching a game, having a few drinks. They're all ordering burgers and wings, and you want something lighter and healthier, and they might try to like bag on you for that. Never apologize for that. You're like, dude, this is my health, dude, and I'm trying to keep that cardio for my exercise on point, right? And another thing, success. Guys should never apologize for success. Now, success means different things to different people, but it could be that someone is jealous or takes issue with the success you had, and so what? You worked hard for your success, right? Like, guy who danced on Congress, you got to pop up. A lot of people buying your shirts. If you have a buddy that might be jealous that people are wearing your shirts, that's something you're not going to apologize for. You put a lot of time and energy. See, you can get back in this conversation.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid, right? I'm not going to get you canceled. I promise. It's not this. All right. Looking good is something that a guy should never apologize for, right? So you're wearing your hoodie, right? And so if someone comes up, bags on you for your hoodie because of his ears, be like, dude, you feel this thing? This is quality. And people like this hoodie. I'm not going to apologize for looking like a sexy bear dancing my ass off on the dance floor.
I'm not going to apologize for this Egyptian cotton.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope.
And then see, your opinions and having the ability to say no is something that you shouldn't apologize for. For whatever reason, some of us are hardwired to be polite and agreeable at every turn. Right. So that means that those people occasionally let themselves be guilted into doing things they have no interest in. So, as a man, you can say no to doing things like Pilates with your girlfriend. You don't have to apologize for that. Right. There are certain things that you could just put your foot down and don't be afraid to say no and don't apologize for it. Also, something that men should never apologize for is changing. All right. So there seems to be a misconception that change is a sign of weakness, right? In reality, it's a sign of growth and understanding of the world that we live in. If someone calls you out by saying that you changed, that's probably a good thing. Like you want to hear things like you're not the same person you were in college. No, I was a maniac in college. You kidding me? I was waking up with beer bongs. Now I wake up with coffee and a newspaper. That's right. On my phone. I've changed in a good way. Right. So it's called life experience. You're allowed to evolve. So don't apologize for changing, especially if you're 6 and your body changed to where now you are a woman because your ex-bandmate was drugging with estrogen. See, I just tied it all back up.
Well done.
Yeah. Thank you. But Brian's leaving. Where's no, come back, guy who dances on Congress. Because we got a dance battle we could do. All right. And we never apologize to losing a dance battle. But will guy who dances on Congress lose a dance battle to Rico and myself? Well, you guys are the judges. So join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, as we bust out our best moves on the podcast broadcast. Back with their beef tip right after this. And I'm not apologizing for that.
Ooh, so assertive.
I think you should apologize for it. Dance is an expression and an art form. And now you're making it a vicious, cutthroat competition.
You're goddamn right, man. You're goddamn right.
So normally
Taking
I don't
the art out of it.
Normally I don't do dance offs, but this one time I'm letting this happen.
Absolutely.
How many times do you get asked to do a
Destroy
dance
them.
off?
All the time.
All the time.
Every
Like,
night.
dance with me.
Yeah, no, dance off.
Dance
And
off.
most of the time is I've been dancing for 3 hours, and this one guy wants to dance off for one song.
The nerve.
Right.
The
So I'm
nerve.
like,
The
This
audacity.
guy's coming in fresh, stretched, ready to compete. And yeah, you're already like on the tail end.
Yeah,
I'm
let me
like, I'm
let me
good.
fight Muhammad Ali after he's done going 15 rounds.
I'm like, but
Yeah.
but dance with me, but dance.
Yeah.
But
right.
I say, but dance.
I need a very important favor here, guy who dances on Congress. I need you to destroy them. And not just a little bit. I need you to destroy them so bad that they never suggest the idea of a dance competition again in this tiny little state.
This is a first and maybe last time that we
Maybe.
do again.
bury them.
All right, Rico, I need you to do me a favor. Why don't you go turn off the
Bury
light
them.
because or we're gonna be flashing it on and off.
Oh god.
I got ourselves.
them. No mercy.
Here we go. All right, so dance battle time. Todd Marley, I'm muting you and putting you backstage. Thank you, sir. All right, and here we go. I'm gonna love this, by the way, as you know, because I got moves. Well, it's not a song that we're gonna get flagged on here, Rico. So.
He's my
All right, there you go.
Cardio.
I am winded. All right.
That was good.
Yeah. All right.
At least it wasn't Pharrell.
And I did tap out. Let's go, Todd. Let's get some instant feedback.
Nope. Don't. I don't have good things to go. Nope. I have one of three good things to say.
Okay, one of good three good things.
It's over. It's the good thing he's saying.
Like I got what I asked for. There you go. That's my nice thing.
All right, who won the dance off? Adriana liked the dance off. You know, you guys are bagging on the dance off, but guess what? Nobody stopped watching.
Yep.
I think we found our new thing.
Yeah,
Daily
Like,
dance off.
it was the first time for something. The first time we ever pulled off a dance off, and man, I'm so winded. I'm so ashamed.
It's a good indicator. You're like, I need to get my ass back in the gym.
All right, so Lindsay said beef came in second, Little Bear came first. That's you.
Damn.
Yeah, good
Right
job.
there. Ugh.
Now,
So,
Jeff.
So I get these. And
No.
these,
No, you don't get all of them. You don't get all of them.
right?
You
Audience.
can try.
As a guest, you get
You can
some.
try.
No, I just. You see how
He's like,
worried
I'm just
they got?
kidding. I'm just
you see
kidding.
how worried they got?
That's just some.
And
Some
Because
of
you
the
guys
votes.
got tired, you shouldn't have.
We know where your shop's at. We know where you're at.
Captain Health. I mean, nobody has your cardio guy who dances on Congress. I mean, you're doing it for 4 hours. I mean, it's great health, and you're gonna live forever.
Why don't you do
doing it.
why don't you do like a Tybo DVD series?
That's actually a
See?
possibility down the road,
Nice.
or anything like that. Basically, there's been talks.
Billy Blanks is not a thing anymore. I could take over.
Yeah, man. He's like, when do you stop looking at a bad train wreck? When is it?
Well, I mean, look at Richard Simmons.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
You get a headband. Be careful though.
If you look at me, I'm a lot like Flavor Flav.
You're like the Caucasian Flavor Flav.
If you think about it, I'm the hype guy. I'm the guy on the side getting
Yeah,
everyone
boy.
going.
Ah, see what I did there? I did
Yeah,
Flavor
boy.
Instead of
Flav.
a
Yeah.
giant clock, you need
Hey.
something else.
I mean, it's my logos.
All right, we're getting on the air. Gonna wrap things up here. Rock 1 2.1 KFMA. I apologize for sounding winded. I am winded. Just had a dance battle with the guy who dances on Congress.
It was intense.
And honestly, like, I guarantee that nobody listening could beat a guy who dances on Congress in a dance battle, just for the sake that a guy who dances on Congress will never stop. He's like the Energizer Bunny. His cardio game is sick. I danced like 2 minutes. I felt like I was gonna drop dead, dude.
It's like Floyd Mayweather. He just keeps going.
Yeah,
Keeps
man.
ducking and
I mean,
weaving.
you're still dancing, guy who dances on Congress.
You got me. I'm not ready for 4 more hours.
I'm not even playing a song now, and
It's
still
all in
dancing.
the head.
Well, as far as our beef tip today is, to keep it positive and keep that dance song in your head so you can keep on dancing. And it's also an excellent workout. So, I mean, I might keep dancing throughout the day, lose a couple pounds, and then I will come back for my revenge. Guy who dances on Congress. Okay.
I'm waiting.
All right.
You know where I'm at.
You guys can witness the man in action every Friday, Saturday night when you're on Congress, and then Thursday if you're at Gentle Ben's. But definitely check out his pop-up shop at Tucson Shops Proper.
Proper Shops Tucson.
Proper Shops Tucson. And then the website there is
It's or their website is propershopstucson.com. My website's theguywhodancesoncongress.com. I also have a website.
He's got awesome positivity themed merch that you guys can check out. Definitely good stuff to gift to people to spread the cheer and positivity. And of course, you definitely check out his shop and pop up and follow the guy who dances on Congress on Instagram as well. I gotta get out of here before I pass out, man. Where's my inhaler? Todd, thanks for jumping in. Everyone who watched the stream, thank you guys so much. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Robin Nash is up next with your keyword happening at 11:15, so you win $2,000 cash. Until then, you drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later.
The important thing that he's not really talking about here, just cardio. That's all. Cardio. Do more cardio. You can run away from beef if you get 3 steps away from it.
I will
You're free.
knock out all your teeth.
Babuski.